Welcome back to Greenbox Gaming plays Delta Green Impossible Landscapes. You are joining me, Joe, with my fantastic players who I do not hold any type of weird, like, kind of passive-aggressive grudges that are going to come out in gameplay with. And that does include my good friend Jean playing Benedict.
Oh, up first. Hello.
Yeah. And also my good friend Dace playing Benji.
Yeah, just okay. Hey, everybody. Are we gonna circle back to the passive aggressive? All right, go.
And of
Introduce
course,
Brad.
and lastly, Brad playing Hank.
Yep. I have noticed, Joe, that whenever I do something cool, whenever we do a recap, somehow it's Dace's character did the cool thing.
Okay, just
you know what?
building
I
up
also
that
have a guide.
passive-aggressive bank account there, aren't we, Brad?
Every
That's,
time that you post a little snippet on Instagram or the TikToks,
the TikToks.
why am I not there? I
I
say cool shit. I say funny shit.
okay.
Ace, I don't think you've ever done passive aggressive in your life.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry.
Or misconstruing what passive aggressiveness is.
You're doing it wrong.
Let me roll it back. And I can't help but notice.
There you go. How? So everyone who's listening, everyone who's watching, you are joining us at a let's see, it's a classic 9 p.m. showing for me here on the West Coast. It's a good old-fashioned 11 o'clock at night for our boys in the Central Time Zone. And let us not forget our incredible Jean, who's joining us from 6 fucking a.m.
And
Cross
it's
the
light
time
out.
zone shenanigans.
What time did you have to wake up in order to make this this meeting?
Oh, like half an hour ago, 15 minutes before starting.
God, like
Just
I'm
rolled out of bed.
well, I'm kind of sad because we were all talking, or well, maybe it's just me talking about it. We're talking about
And Joe,
how
Joe's talking to
sultry,
himself in
how
this.
sultry Jean's just woken up voices, and
Oh,
it was
it's
something
okay.
else.
It'll wear off in a little while.
You need to take at least a 2-hour nap before we go live every show.
Yeah, just literally just fall asleep right at the desk. How are you guys doing? You guys doing this? We're right into autumn, right here in October, into spooky season. It's the perfect time for a little Delta Green.
Yeah. Spooktacular. Thank you for asking that question.
Do you guys actually give a shit about Halloween? I think I already know the answer based off of that.
Oh,
Well.
spooky season is good. Yeah.
Okay, that's
great.
Dace. That's Dace on some hot takes on the Halloween season.
You're the one having a party. You better like Halloween.
I might
I
have.
like that you use the word autumn and not fall. So
Is that weird?
good enough for me.
Does that
Irregular in your
Oh.
country?
is it? I don't know.
Wait, what was the question?
Jean thinks that we all speak like hillbillies over here in this neck of the woods.
Those are my words.
That's what he
exactly
said.
verbatim.
Neck of the
I was
woods.
saying fall instead of
Autumn.
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 How did you say
Autumn.
plaid the other time? I'm genuinely curious about how did you say plaid?
I think
Couple
I
played.
said played.
It's played.
Is that really how y'all
Wait.
pronounce it?
Probably not. No, I wouldn't
It's
take
just-
pronunciation lessons
just
from
John.
me. It's
Oh,
just me.
Yeah.
I
That was
work
like
with
an
a guy.
aluminium thing.
Oh, an aluminium.
hate that
I work
one.
with a guy, and we were talking about like making a particular type of picket, and he was like, "What if you just?" And he's like, from Arkansas. He's like, "What if we just took it and we turned it on the lathe?"
The what? the lathe?
Yeah.
The lathe?
You know,
A lathe?
yeah. And I'm not gonna like
I
be
would
so
do that.
rude as to be like, actually, it's called a lathe. It's like, yeah.
if
What
you
if
have
we
that
do turn it on the
conversation-
lathe?
You kind of.
What was his name and place of work
We're
for
gonna
the
do-
entire
we're gonna
internet?
dox him. I
Um,
I like telling people that, like, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh man, that's the epitome of funny. That's just the
There
that's
we
just
go.
the epitome of humor right there.
That's the epitome of humor.
All right, you guys want to get into it? You guys want to launch off?
No.
Uh,
How are you
oh,
doing, Joe?
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
great.
we never ask you. How are you?
You know what? You don't ask me, you sons of bitches. That's
Yeah.
I'm good.
How is autumn
Autumn.
where you are?
Autumn. It's beautiful. I spent the entire weekend wrestling a 8-foot tall and like 2-foot diameter tree trunk out of my front yard, which was a massive
Wow.
clusterfuck.
And then he got the wife out. Am I right?
Okay, let's get to the recap.
And that's why we don't ask you how you are,
Because it devolves into that
because
shenanigans.
we can't do anything.
Gabby's actually great. She's a beautiful person.
Oh, actually,
And
I don't
she's
even know what
about
that
as light
means.
as
The
a
way you just
thimble.
said, I don't even understand what that means.
very light.
An 8?
She's very light.
Okay.
But I actually the other day, like there were some of my people I go to school with having Christmas parties and stuff like that, and Gabby asked me, and she says, "Yeah, like, hey, do you want to do like a couple's costume?" And immediately, what popped to my head was just the idea of one of us being the front part of a horse and the other one being the back part. But I quickly realized that's probably not what she meant by a couple's costume, even though I think that would be extremely
Would be
funny. She didn't think it was as funny, unfortunately.
Takes two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that episode of what's his name? What's the crazy guy Dace that I watch?
Tim
Who has the
Robbins?
late night. Oh, fuck. Never mind.
Oh, no, you're talking about
Well, we have this mild
With
memory
dreads.
failure.
Yeah. Sometimes he has dreads. Anyway, it's a prank
I
show, and he came out. Speaking of like the horse and couples costume, he came out as an octopus, and he was the head of the octopus, and he had 8 smaller people around him that had tentacles connected to
great.
them, and they just walked into a restaurant and said, "Feed us, feed us." on repeat.
That is so bizarre.
So if you had 8
love it.
people, that's
What's-
or 9 people rather.
What is
That'd be a good
the
9-person costume.
what is the actress who was in Parks and Rec who played April? I think her first name's Audrey.
yeah.
I can't remember her last name.
Hepburn?
I
Audrey
know.
Hepburn.
That's not it.
No.
Is it Audrey? I don't remember what it, but it's like there's a clip of her. She's dressed as a giant chicken, and she's with a bunch of children who are dressed like chicks, and they go into like a McDonald's or something and start like clucking at the cash register because they wanted. They said something about chicken nuggets, so they saw chicken nuggets on the menu, and they just start like. It's bizarre, but it's also pretty funny.
Audrey Plaza, and
Audrey
Eric
Plaza.
Andre.
Yeah.
Eric Andre.
Okay, yes. Eric Andre,
Joe.
Audrey Plaza.
Can
Yes,
you go dressed as a crab?
I maybe I don't
And
think there's
One person has to do right pincer, and other person.
Oh, we're
does
just
left
like
pincer.
both like different big giant pinchers. Yeah,
Yes.
I think it'd be fun. That's
One last tangent.
okay.
There is a couple's costume that I've always wanted to do, but I haven't done yet. So if you've seen V for Vendetta,
Yeah.
I wanted to dress up as the Pope.
Oh no.
Yes.
No. I think he's a
And then,
bishop, but it's
Okay.
Well, whatever. You mean that guy, and then have
The
your
Pope.
have your female counterpart be Natalie Portman, like
Yeah,
dressed up as.
exactly.
As
So
as a
fucked up.
prostitute.
It's
so great.
Very fucked up.
Shock value, for sure.
Yeah, you'd get some interesting looks. Not everyone would get it either.
But the ones that did,
yeah, they'd be
they'd
like,
be like,
haha, oh.
no. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Speaking of things that are kind of cringeworthy, last time you guys received a strange call from an unknown person, an unknown group of people, perhaps, telling you that you need to come for a debriefing at 6 o'clock. It is September the 13th. Is that right? Yes, it is September the 13th. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys are in the Samahina home. You have explored the unnatural goings-on, even going so far as to begin to delve into the mirrors. The mirrors that some of you have posited may lead into the vast lake that connects into the city of Carcosa itself. You guys we're kind of coming to the conclusion that, like, all right, we gonna try to go through here? And then there was some talking back and forth about, well, if we do, we'll probably drown. And then you guys reached out to your contact. You reached out for Marcus, and you received some dead air, which is worrisome. But you guys are still standing, basically, here in the Samahina home. You still have Esther Samahina tied up, bound and gagged, and you got to figure out what you're going to do, where you're going to go from here. Especially now that, I don't know, Marcus ain't picking up. So, that being said, you guys had explored a good bit, collected up a lot of the more unnatural stuff, destroyed the diorama in Henry's room. I believe you guys have already broken the mirrors at this point, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah. So,
And
Do we get all the
also-
collectibles in the house? Do we get the little
All the
golden-
bobbleheads.
all the bobbleheads, all the... Well, if you get all the collectibles, you get a special outfit. Or a special hat.
Okay. Bottle cap. I look through every cupboard to find every single bottle cap.
Okay, you find the bottle caps, and you get a special limited edition hat for Benedict's avatar.
Is it a monster truck?
It is a monster truck with like a big old school camcorder on top of it.
Fascinating.
I love it.
Just introduced a new
So creative, Joe.
just introduced a new element to the game. It's gonna be great, yeah.
Great.
But yeah, you guys have destroyed
And-
a lot of stuff. You've drained the tub. One of the last things that happened is you guys did drop the bottle down the chute to some people, some figures that were standing down there. So yeah. So what do you guys think?
Notice how
Also,
Joe said people. I'm writing that down. Joe said
Yeah.
people
And then I
funny.
said figures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just
Also-
like wooden mannequin people.
They're people
Yeah.
too. They have rights, dreams, love.
someone said last time, probably me because I say the cool shit on this
Naturally.
podcast, that when
Oh,
they were
yeah?
thinking back that the dude that was drowning the kid was probably sending them to Carcosa.
Asa
Asa-
Darabandi.
Asa Darabande, which I guess led us to speculate like we might literally have to drown to get there.
Yeah, and I believe you guys, it was mentioned that, you know, when you guys had originally found this book, A World Without Doors, that there was a character in it, Abby, who traveled to a strange faraway land via drowning herself to fight the Phantom.
Oh, sheesh.
And
Well,
then
let's
she married
make note not to do that if we can help ourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so you
All
guys-
right.
We've broken the mirrors. I think we said we're basically gonna find some way to. What did we plan on do? We didn't have a plan, did we?
We didn't. But I think we're in trouble
Hmm.
with Delta Green. I don't think anybody's pleased. If Marcus is gone,
I imagine that you guys have just gotten through getting this phone call, and Hank, Benedict, and Benji are having this conversation that you guys are probably standing, probably on the third floor, like there in the hallway where the sewing room is.
Yeah.
And as the characters are having this discussion, we're gonna just imagine the camera pans away maybe out the window and down into darkness, then kind of pans back up, and we see something that the characters would not be familiar with, but something that maybe our listeners or viewers might be familiar with. A room, a basement that had a large metal door set in it. Same metal door which once upon a time housed 3 shall we call them interviewees that were hauled away from the McAllister building. Inside this room with this single bare light bulb on a string or on a wire, we can see the backs of 2 men. Or I'd say we probably see the back of one, the front of the other, and they appear to be playing cards. They're both wearing t-shirts and like comfortable looking clothes, and on the table are guns, like a few like submachine guns and pistols, and they're sitting there playing cards, and behind them on the table is a fax machine, an old school fax machine, maybe even a fax machine, maybe the same one that was there in 1995. A dial tone plays over the fax machine, and one of the men both look at each other. One of them stands up, walks over to the machine, and pulls off the page. And we look down at the page over the man's shoulder, and we see a driver's license photo and the word Target with an address. We see the face of Agent Marcus. Stenciled along the side of the photo in big, bold, imposing, important looking letters looks like a stamp that says Static Protocol. The other man, he shows it to the other guy. They both look at it, and one of them says, he said, "Do we have anyone in Vegas?" He says, the other one pulls out like a notebook and opens it, starts turning the pages. He says, "Yeah, hold on." He opens a flip phone, a little burner, punches in the number, holds it to his ear, and in this cinematic view, we start to hear the sound of Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone. Revving up your engines, listen to a howling roll. In the desert of Las Vegas, there's a circle of big, jacked up trucks, dirt bikes, and one bright pink van.
Yeah.
There's a bonfire. People are drinking and shouting and jumping dunes. In the back, we see, in the back of this group near the van, we see an imposing figure wearing a sleeveless denim jacket, his muscles rippling in the darkness. He appears to be negotiating with 2 men in business suits who are flanked by 2 massive bodyguards. He holds up a finger to the men. We just hear as Danger Zone continues to play. Highway to the Danger Zone.
Danger Zone.
We see him reach in his pocket and pull out a phone, and then reach in his other pocket and pull out another phone. This one ringing. He kind of makes a motion for the people he's talking to give him a second. He walks to their side of the van and opens it, and the music stops, and we hear, "Go for Axel."
Nice.
Oh.
So
Wow.
Axel was an agent this entire time.
No.
Smash cut. Back to the Samahina home.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't care. I'm just glad he's back.
Just gonna hug your assassin when you see him.
I mean, we didn't hate Marcus that bad, Joe. Did you just kill him off scene, off camera?
Oh man. Okay.
I don't know what the implications of this
Shit.
are, but
Don't worry about that. Hank didn't see that. Brad,
true.
Brad saw that.
True.
Okay. So here's the. So, what do you fellas think we should do about this house?
I mean, we scrubbed it clean. Like, we can get the hell out of here, can't we? Like, we're done. We can get out. Right?
What did we do with the part? Did we? Oh yeah, we got rid of all
Drained it.
the whatever it was, the black goo.
The daddy juice.
Yeah.
We
Tried
drained
to
the
forget
tub.
that term. Okay, we drained the tub. So all that's left is this weird lacquer on the walls, flammable lacquer, which isn't necessarily supernatural.
I think we could just
What's
lock up.
Samahina doing? Hysterical still?
Yeah, she's just kind of there. You know, her lips are like crazy, crazy raw from you guys sticking on duct tape and tearing it back off, like about 5 or 6 times. It's getting pretty bad. I think at one point in time, Benji taunted her with chapstick.
Okay, so we clearly need to get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
what are our safe houses and
Well, first thing in the morning, we
what's
gotta
the name
meet.
of
We gotta.
what's the name of the city we're in?
You're in Boston. It's a you might have heard of it. It's a little town in the United States.
That passive
Dang.
aggression, that's artful.
I ain't never been in such a city as big as Boston. So we have the one hotel room that has the
The Ritz-Carlton, I believe you guys had joked you were staying at.
yes.
That was in
Okay,
Vegas.
No, that
We
was
had
the,
one
that was
safe
the, That was
house.
the MGM Grand that you guys stayed in Vegas.
The MGM Grande.
Yeah.
So we had our initial safe house that we came into when we came out this way, and then we had another
Listen,
hotel room.
The problem isn't finding a place to stay. We can find a place to stay. We got to decide whether we're gonna meet these whoever they are that had Marcus's phone or not. Like, we can find a place to stay. We can get a hotel anywhere.
Yeah.
We
Or
don't
just keep
necessarily have to go
moving.
back to the same spot.
We
Or
just keep
that.
moving. I don't think we
That's-
can really afford to stay anywhere we have been. We have to assume nothing is safe.
You guys know when you guys had first arrived to Boston, you had established a kind of burn site or like working location at this abandoned construction site, which is the canonical location of the murder board, right?
Yep.
So that is there. You also had a bit of an unnatural experience there. Remember you had seen the mannequin bellhop there. So that's concerning.
Here's my we definitely need to leave this house. I have no problem leaving it intact, not burnt to a crisp for once. But if it's my vote, I say we try to meet these fellows and find out what happened to Marcus. Not all 3 of us at once. Maybe 2 of us and another one from a vantage point.
That sounds so dangerous. But
It does, but
if you think you can trust these random people who just phoned us, who it sounds to me they want to clean up. Maybe we can try and get the jump on them. But do you remember last time that we tried to meet up with somebody? They were pretty organized. They had a guy in the main room who was like a sniper, and two other guys
Now-
packing serious heat.
I'm just spitballing here. If we're gonna meet them, I say that's the way to meet them. That's all I'm saying. Not all three at once. If we decide to meet them, but I don't particularly feel obligated to. What
think
say
we-
you, Benji? Or so Benedict's probably doesn't want to.
I think Benedict
what-
wants to carry on the investigation and go to the Dorchester. After we've just had Samahina, we lock up this place, we call the fire department as an anonymous tip because, public safety, and then we head off to the Dorchester. The only way out is through. Benji?
You decide, Benji. I guess if I had to pick one, I would rather find some way to safely meet these fellas. So you're the deciding factor, Benji.
Well, I've been going through a couple things, but I don't know. I feel like I want to just jam, I ain't feel like making music in a while, but I feel like it's coming back to me. Nah, I got a crazy idea.
Mhm.
Love where this is going.
Crazier than what you just said. What's the crazy idea?
Well, Benedict, I love your instinct. What you just said, the only way out is through. Love that, huh? Really love it. I'm just. So, I've read a fair amount of the occult texts that exist in the world, and obviously, this is something that is, strangle me. I want you to drown me.
Oh Lord.
I want you to put me
Oh.
underwater.
Joke me.
That was
Joke me.
Should I
I
repeat
want
the
you-
question? There was two options, and playing the guitar and drowning you wasn't one of them.
Well, I'm sorry.
I just couldn't do that, Benji. I know what you're doing, but then if that harebrained crazy idea works, it means you would be in Carcosa or wherever the fuck elsewhere without us.
Well, you could bring me back. Trust me, Benedict. Don't you trust me?
You could defib him.
I'll answer for him. I don't trust you one lick right now. Now, if you want to drown yourself, you go ahead and do it. Me and Benedict are gonna go on with the mission.
Yeah.
All right, will we flip a
She's
coin?
like,
And time is a flat circle, and everything comes back. And
That
it
movie's not.
always
That
was
show's not
what
out yet.
has
Is
been.
that show out? Has True Detective happened? When did True Detective come out?
Oh, I don't know if it did.
I'll look it up later. All right, flip
Well,
a coin.
I mean,
Who says?
Well, you guys, I mean, you are dealing with something in that you guys have. It's become apparent that the way that this unnatural influence spreads is that it kind of spreads like it infects people, and then like if those people infect or stay in one place or around other people enough, they tend to spread it to other people or even spread it to places. And you guys know that this house is infected. You know that the McAllister house was infected. You know that fucking Citri's house in Las Vegas was infected.
It did have that curious little trapdoor. That
Oh yeah.
I don't know how we
can't
clean
get rid
that
of
up.
that.
Yeah,
We can't get rid of that.
it may not be any
Um,
choice except to either drown ourselves or burn this place down.
No, hold on. Those are not the only two options.
It
We
seems like
keep
the
changing
choices
the
are
options.
clear.
Drowning
Hank.
ourselves was not on the slate.
What? That was your idea. You suggested it.
Yeah, you've been saying that all along, Hank.
You said drown.
Hank.
Drown yourself.
Drown me, Hank. Drown me.
Like reaching his hand towards Hank.
Drown me.
Get your hand away from me. All right, don't touch me. All right. What do we? Let's tackle an easier question. What are we gonna do with Samahina in the corner? We have to do something with her.
Yeah, when you started talking about drowning you, she like got this really worried look on her face. Like, what's this guy about?
What if we call her an Uber and send her for debriefing?
You just send her. You send her to the meeting that Delta Green is setting up for you.
Yeah, just bound and gagged though. So we need to find a trustworthy Uber driver.
Hold up. Hold up.
2PG.
I got a crazy idea that might also be fun.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. This is in line.
You have to
with
top
Hank's
drowning
Hank
yourself.
probably wouldn't.
Hank.
All right. What if we call up these folks? We meet these folks, whoever they are. Two of us, you two, meet them with Samahina. If all goes well, we can give Samahina as a peace offering. You know, like if this is Delta Green, I'll get a sniper from the marshal's office, be at a vantage point with a sniper rifle. And do we have an IED left?
Yes, we do.
You do, actually.
I love how this.
We put this on Samahina, and if we don't like the fellas, y'all run and we blow up Samahina in the lotto.
That's dark.
I just
I'm
need to
open
know
to
what,
this.
I need to
I'm
know what you
open to
guys
this
are doing.
idea.
Is what I need to know.
So we're just now. Is there nothing? It's not worth pursuing the investigation until we get ourselves safe.
We can. Okay, I'll be willing to go along with that plan, Jean. But we have to find something to do with Samahina. If we want to ignore this 6 o'clock meeting, we do have to do something with her.
Right.
And if we're ignoring them, then I'm assuming we're not turning her in to Delta Green.
I would remind you, Brad, that the last session we played, you're like very into going into the uncanny, into the ether, beyond, piercing beyond the veil. Like, I don't know if that's where you were or if that's where Hank was.
We smashed all the mirrors, and I don't want to drown. So that's we don't have the option to go into the unknown anymore. And we nixed it when we saw a leviathan or whatever swimming about.
Yeah,
That was just a friendly taxi driver
just
in
Could
that
be.
world.
your friendly, everyday, colossal monstrosity.
So we do have the hotel with the bricked up window. That was a way to get into the dark, watery ether.
Yeah, we could
So
do that.
Room
if we really are
616.
keen on going through there, we could go to 616 and try and find it.
Yeah.
But it still means leaving one person behind or making Samahina take a nap while we're there.
Just a
With some sleeping pills.
real nice nap. Oh wait,
Good nap.
you're saying drug her so she will fall
she
asleep and
falls
open the
asleep.
dream window.
We go through the dream window. All three of us, all together. I will do that if it's all three of us.
Fucking Christ. I don't want to do that, really, but
Well, when Benji went in through the dream window through 616, He got to the mirror and he could see beyond the mirror, but he didn't seem to be able to push into the mirror in the way that you guys pushed in here. It seemed to be much more of an observation point than a way in.
In the hotel?
Yes.
No, in the water.
Okay. Yeah, in the mirror of the hotel. It wasn't an entry point, it was an observation. Okay.
But we didn't try smudging it with the sign.
We could do that. So we're not going to go to the meeting at 6 a.m. Have we decided that?
What do you guys think's gonna happen?
I think we're gonna get killed if we go to that meeting, Hank. Nothing good is gonna come from a short phone call where they say, "Come to this location to be debriefed." I worked at a pet shelter. That's how we used to convince the pets to.
Well,
Just come
if
in
our
to
options are drown,
a little debrief, Mr. Snuffles.
A little debrief, miss.
if our options are drowning ourselves and going to a mysterious land called Carcosa, I can guarantee you nothing good's gonna happen there either. So,
Well, you guys do have other avenues of investigation open to you. You know that there's at least, there are other staff at the Dorchester, at least one that you have identified as being definitely a part of this. Vors, Nurse of Vors. You know, that might be a vector. Otherwise, you know, there is a little red door in Barbas's closet that never got really looked at. There's also the Dorchester proper, that which you now have an all-access keycard to.
So, all right, I'm down for anything because we stalled too long. What are we gonna do? Jean, you decide.
Oh, jeez. Benji, I like your idea to drown ourselves, funnily enough, but only if we do it together. And I think we should try and explore that avenue. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least we can keep Samahina with us. We also have a magical cloak, which we might be able to use in some batshit crazy circumstance, if we can figure out how to use it.
You do have a magical cloak.
But let's try it, Hank. I think we have to just try and get through this together.
I'm going on the record and saying this is a stupid idea, but I'm going to go along with it if this is the majority vote. Is this what we're doing?
What is happening?
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Go find ourselves room 616.
616.
And what are we doing with
Alright.
Samahina?
Taking her with us to take a nap.
Okay, I'd like to paint the picture for you here, just a touch. You have a woman who is bound with duct tape and men's belts. I will remind you that she is bound with belts, and you're going to take her into one of the more busy and upscale hotels in all of Boston.
So we're gonna get a Halloween outfit of a crab or a horse, and we're gonna get in.
Yes. 100%. And we're gonna put her into a crab outfit. We're gonna cram her entire body into a crab outfit that's made for 2 adult humans.
And other one of us is gonna drive, and then the other 2 people will clear the way and explain that we're going to a party. I'm coming with solutions, not problems, guys.
We're going to a party.
If this is what you guys are going to do,
we're going to a crab party.
If this is what you guys are going to do, we're going to need to start rolling some dice and taking some chances.
All right.
Whatever.
Roll to find a suitable Halloween disguise.
So,
we have to move forward. I don't know. Otherwise, somebody takes.
Yes, you guys do have to move forward, and you're not doing that.
I've got bad shit ideas, so let's go.
Okay. Hold on.
Cool.
Is that what we're doing?
If there are no other ideas,
Hold
that's
on.
what we're doing.
I mean, I had several ideas, but I guess we've all vetoed those.
Hank, if you can figure out a safe way for us to meet these people that doesn't involve putting us in the line of fire, quite literally, with people who are experienced killers. Let me remind you, we are not experienced killers. We're a blues musician, a journalist, and you're a lawman. You don't kill people. They will
Hey.
kill us.
Perhaps I was taking a bit too far with the IED strapped to a chest and like some Mad Max situation. But another option would be to randomly call. We still have their number, and we could give this woman to them and take her off our hands. This would avoid the crab costume and whatnot.
Look, that's fair enough. That's very early in the morning for me, so these ideas might be a little bit harebrained.
You
So-
guys are standing still here having this conversation, and there is, I'm gonna say, probably of all of you, are you guys down in the living room or are you still upstairs, do you think?
Downstairs?
Probably next to Samahina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'd probably be downstairs then in the living room.
I
You
thought we were already in the hotel already. We're still in the fucking house.
Yes, 'cause no one has said anything has happened.
Joe's got a roll.
Joe already rolled.
Okay.
There is Hank is probably the first one to smell it. The telltale
shit.
smell of smoke. It does not take. It doesn't take. And as you probably smell that, you probably hear the sound of the mud room downstairs. That first entryway into the ground floor of the Samahina home. You hear the door shut.
Oh no.
Okay. I said, hold up a second. I guess I go to open the door to the look down the mudroom. I could look like down the mudroom, right, from there.
Yeah, there's the staircase down. As you get close to the door, Hank, you as being someone who has had some emergency services type training, you go and touch the door, and as you're reaching for the doorknob, it is hot, and smoke is beginning to come up through the cracks above the door.
Oh god.
Oh,
Out the window.
fuck.
We gotta go
Okay.
out the window. Everybody out the window.
Alright.
What's everyone doing right now?
Alright.
Out the window.
I'm gonna try to drag Samahina with us.
All right,
I don't know what I could do. I'm gonna try to.
You make me
get her
some
out
type of
as well.
athletics check, or the other two of you are just bailing and trying to bail out the window?
Yeah.
All right. So if you do that, then I'm gonna need you guys to roll me some type of athletics check or something, or acrobatics, in order to avoid hurting yourself if you're gonna try to get out this thing in a hurry. And I'm gonna need an athletics check from Hank to see if he is going to be able to.
All right,
after
just a
in
straight
time.
athletics check.
Or strength, whichever one is strength would probably be appropriate as well.
I'll do strength. Critical 55.
My God.
Oh, critical 5. Wow.
Success and critical success.
Successes across the board.
You're not gonna burn us down, Joe.
All right.
We're very fit. We've been working
You guys.
out.
You guys. I imagine the first of you. Benji probably makes it to the door or the window that you guys had opened previously goes out onto. If you look on the map or you look on the board, you see that there is this low roof over the front porch. You guys leap out onto that and are avoid falling off of it, or are able to lower yourself pretty quickly. As you do, you see a figure that is moving in a jerky, unnatural way, slipping into the back seat of an old school looking car that then immediately burns rubber and starts to take off.
Sure.
What the hell? Okay,
Hank, with your critical success, you heave Esther Samahina up on your shoulders, and I'm going to say are able to get her out onto the roof, the small roof over the front porch. And between the three of you, because you guys just did so well on that, you are able to, I'm going to say you're able to negotiate lowering her down, unless you want to leave her inside.
Well, Hank's not gonna do that.
Well, Hank's
I
not
kind of
gonna
want
do
to,
that.
but I don't. I don't think Hank is gonna leave
Hank
someone.
bringing his
die if
luggage
Hank
along with
Hank
us.
ain't gonna do it. Real quick, do roll me an alertness roll for Hank.
Okay.
Hank being the last one out, having to.
52 success under 67.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting one. All right, Hank, you, as you are like, you turn back, you know, like to maybe look back in just briefly. You're looking across the living room, and remember, the walls of this entire place are painted with this linseed oil, this highly flammable oil, this resin that's covering everything. And as you are looking, the flames spread quick, very quick. But you look up and you catch an image standing on the stairwell. Let me see if I can get this for us. See if
Oh, Jesus. Wait, this is the picture.
What picture could you possibly be talking about, Brad?
Isn't this the one of the paintings we saw from Abigail's?
Look at the big brain on Brad. Always remembering the good things.
Oh,
Yes.
I said the cool thing. Remember
you did
this.
say the cool thing. Yes. Hank, as you look back, like in the cinematic version of this, we zoom in on Hank's face and see the reflection of this figure standing, seemingly unharmed, seemingly uncaring about the flames looking up around them, at the top of the stairs, looking down with just this dark abyss of a hood. And Hank, you see this and remember it. You remember this painting from 20 years ago that was found in the basement.
Full circle.
Crazy.
Nice job, Joe. That's sick. That's cool. Okay. Creepy.
So now, things are going to need to move kind of quick if you guys don't want to get caught. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but burning houses are kind of hard to miss. So,
Yeah,
Attention.
what do you guys do?
I suppose going to the car, getting it cranked,
The Jambulance?
and the Jambulance. And can we agree to run to the safe house area?
Okay.
Even though we did see something creepy there, right, Joe? But let's go there.
It's creepy shit everywhere, man.
Yeah.
If apparently.
All right. You guys take off, and I'm gonna. Well, let's see. Let's make a roll. Let's make a roll. See if any cool numbers come out. Okay, cool. That was a 92. You guys get out of there, leaving yet another burning house in your wake. Though this one, you're not sure was entirely your fault.
And
Definitely wasn't
another
our fault.
bound up woman, which also not our fault.
Because you meant it to be a bound up man.
Exactly.
It was supposed to be a guy. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. To the safe house.
Okay. Yeah, you guys arrive at the canonical location of the safe house. We're going to say it probably takes you, by this time, it's probably about 5 o'clock. Yeah. And you're able to pull, you guys have the keys to this place. It's like an abandoned construction site that has a few levels, and you're able to get down to your area in the basement, kind of your little area that's kind of far out of the sight of prying eyes. And you're able to get your van down there, and you can get Samahina and You know, it's convenient. You already have a chair that has 3 bullet holes in the back of it that you could probably
Jesus.
strap
my
her
God.
to. It's convenience itself.
All right. Hank notices Benji being quiet. He's like, "Listen, I know you wanted to drown yourself, and we're gonna get to that. All right."
Okay.
All I ask is we find something to do with this woman. Either turn her over to the Delta Green, a government agency, do something with her. We have to find something for her to do with her, and then we can go through with your drowning plan.
All right. So what you're saying is if I could figure out something to do with her, then you'll drown me.
More or less. If we come up with something as a group, not you specifically, I wouldn't want to.
Benji stops sharpening his knife.
He's like, oh.
Wait, you mean okay? All right. Something more humane. Well, how
Joe.
are we going?
Good.
All right. I don't know what to, guess I'm not being super creative right now. Could I roll like a something like an intelligence check? Is there anything, any other organization, something I would know of? I guess we could drop her off at the insane asylum, but she works there.
She does work there.
That's not gonna work.
It's if you want. If
We
you
got a
want
black bagger. I don't know. We gotta call Delta Green, I think, and just leave her at a dropping point.
We don't know how many contacts were burned.
I mean,
We don't have any contacts. We're
we
that did not pick up on Mike.
Yeah.
Did he
I'll
actually
assume it was the
scream?
sound of you
I didn't
screaming.
do anything. Okay.
We're burned.
God. All right. Look, if we
could-
don't have any options, then we gotta go to this meeting, or we carry on with the investigation,
It's either the
Well,
meeting
or we
or
do the
Dor-
crab outfit.
It's the meeting or the Dorchester, one or the other.
I mean, we can find a way to contact Delta Green, and no one might answer, but there is something we know, Joe. I mean, someone is picking up probably Delta Green. They just I mean, they just got rid of, our handler for whatever reason.
So just whatever reason,
Yeah.
just any reason really. Sure, it had nothing to do with anything you guys exposed him to.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
come
Hank,
on.
we have been cleaning up this operation. We were sent after a group to clean them up after they were cleaning up this operation. Hank, I don't think you're thinking very clearly. These people are cleaning us up.
Okay. So what do you want to do with her? Fine.
Let's take her to the Dorchester. Let's get some answers. We take her with us, and we tell them that we found her like this.
Is that the plan?
Benji? Failing that, we go and drown ourselves.
If that doesn't work out.
Yeah. I guess I wonder if she has any insight into the particular occultic ceremony that it takes to get you into Carcosa through the drowning process. Is there a roll I could make for that? Can I roll?
How about this? Roll me a. I'd say either roll me your unnatural skill or some type of like psychotherapy on her.
Psychotherapy. I'm actually gonna roll unnatural.
Okay, tell me what you get.
So
Critical
77 over 28.
You do not know.
What the-
Like you
Yeah.
do not know if she knows. But you know, some of the stuff that she was saying before, she was saying things like, you know, you guys had asked about the costumes and stuff. You know, she said they were, or maybe she didn't say this. I don't know. We'll say she did. You guys had asked, you know, about the cloak, you know, or about where her son was. And she kept talking about how he had gone to Carcosa. He was at the palace, how she was going to get there eventually. But at the same time, she says like she's not done with her work, that she has some type of part to play here before she's ready to go, whatever that means. This is similar to some of the language you'd kind of heard maybe from Dr. Barbas. You think she might be, you think she might have lost touch a little bit. Or maybe she's in touch a bit too much. Who can say?
Okay.
Well, you've got this woman taped to a chair. You don't have to deal with her, necessarily. You could leave her here and go do something. You could also go to the Dorchester. You could also go to this meeting and use her as some type of weird bullet shield.
Well, I think we've established we're not going to go to the meeting. Maybe Benedict's convinced Hank.
They're going to be
That-
really disappointed.
Don't
We
play your
might be
mind
even more
games, Joe.
Benedict might have convinced Hank that we're on the chopping block, so to speak.
When we meet up with them, we're gonna have to have another very good argument for why they should not clean us up.
Part of me just thinks we're pushing off the inevitable, but
Yep.
I mean, we've made every other meeting. What's one meeting? You know, we were busy.
Surely you have a certain amount of, you know, like you have a certain amount of tardies and absences that you're allowed to use,
Right.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
we were busy. You see what we just got of? We ran from a burning house. Shit.
We could ask them if we could take it remotely. Can we just phone them up and say we're not gonna make it?
See if you're gonna do it
Can we
over
do this
Zoom.
over the phone?
We could do.
It's
that.
pre-COVID. Like
not even
a lot of
joking.
that infrastructure
Yeah.
just isn't there, you know.
Yeah, we'll just do it over the phone. You're on speaker with everybody. Let's debrief. That's what we're gonna do.
Are you being serious? You actually want to call and say that?
What are they gonna do? Trace our number?
Like in the movies?
Jesus.
And I think we just have to head to the Dorchester. Let's go back to the roots of this entire thing and figure stuff out.
And we're gonna leave Samahina here.
Probably is a better idea than taking her with us.
Okay.
Okay. Me and Joe are okay.
Okay. Just gonna leave her here. Tie her up all nice and cozy.
All right.
Are you
Well,
guys? Are
she'll be fine.
are you
let's
guys
go.
loading up in
if
the
we-
ambulance?
Yeah, I'm all for going to the Dorchester. If we do this, we're gonna have to do this sneakily, correct? Because they know us. We have the key card, so we have like full range.
No, I think we can just go through.
Days is shaking his head.
We don't need to be sneaky.
Well,
Okay.
when you get there, like, you know, just like to give you the idea, like, you know, it's like a big old kind of like, it used to be a school. It's like a big old school, like northeastern like big boarding school house, right? This massive house that's been converted to a hospital. You guys are in a van. You know, you figure that you could probably, there's like probably a deliveries area in the back that you could probably go around to, and if you have you don't have to go through the front door. You know, you think there might be an option for some subterfuge. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing to receive a delivery from a van.
Okay.
Right. I'm for that. If everyone else is.
That works.
Yes.
Benji? Alright. Let's do it.
He's not gonna be satisfied until he's
So he's drowned.
Uh,
All right.
I'll be willing to. I'll be willing to watch Benji drown himself right now if he wants to do that.
We don't have a
Struggling.
hot tub.
Guys, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's we can knock this out. I know you guys are tired. You guys go to the Dorchester. You guys see the big front doors, but there's also a small sign, that says deliveries over the side. And in the back, sure enough, there is a big, like, concrete loading dock, there, like a big ramp. One of you has the card from Samahina, from Esther, I assume. And,
Correct. Yep.
we'll say it's Hank. Hank's up front, he slides the key card. He slides it down. Are you guys going in strapped? What's your kind of deal here?
Yeah. Standard MO.
Okay. Yep. Sure.
Okay. You guys go in and you're looking around, and it doesn't take you long to get from the deliveries area to the front desk. Where before, when you had been there during the day, there was someone sitting at the front desk. I think it was Gail was sitting there. There's currently no one sitting at the front desk.
What time is it?
We'll say that by the time you guys have done all of this and gotten there, it's probably close to 7.
Okay.
PM?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys begin to... Where would you guys go first? Would you try to go upstairs and try to find somebody, or go to the Dallin's office, or to the files rooms? What are you thinking?
I would. Well, do you have something, Benedict? Do we want to go back to the room to give it a once over where it all went down? Where the patients' rooms? I forgot their names, but it was 3 of them, correct?
You tell me.
I mean, that's my plan. I forgot, was it 3 or 2 of them, Joe?
2.
Patients that
Or
disappeared.
3.
2.
3. It might have been 3. I don't remember now.
That's
You think
what
we
I would
missed
want to
something?
do. Well, since then, like Joe just pointed out earlier, we've come to realize an area can be affected by this, not just people. So there might be something else that have manifested there.
And if they haven't cleaned it up by now, there's definitely something up. So let's go peek in and see.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys start going upstairs. You slide the card, beep beep, lets you in. You start heading up, no problem. You guys were heading up to the 3rd floor, and I imagine that between all of you, that maybe Benji's kind of at the back, and you guys are just going up the stairs, and Benji turns. You guys hear, Benji get your attention, and Hank, you're just leading the way. You guys are kind of charging up there, you and Benedict, and Benji is pointing to a sign on the wall, a sign that says 4, as in the 4th floor. You guys realize that you are heading up to we're kind of just blindly running up the stairs, just going to the top. You look up and see that you are entering the fifth floor. A fifth floor that was not previously there. About this time, the door nearest to you opens up, and you see a gargantuan brick shithouse of a man. He is wearing the uniform of an orderly, all white scrubs, and he is huge, and he is flanked by 5 other orderlies. And he does not look pleased. And it looks like they're all getting ready, and as you guys pull back, I imagine maybe Benedict or Hank or Benji, maybe you go to draw your weapon, only to find it is not there.
What?
Hank, you reach down to your sidearm and you are grasping at the cloth scrubs of a patient's gown. Benedict,
Oh, hell no.
you go for one
My
of your
flashbang.
weapons. You go for your flashbang. You find nothing but oversized, cheap, starched scrubs. Benji, maybe maybe Benji's about to draw something out too, or maybe even Benji's just just drawing back. And as he raises his hands up in front of him, as these men come toward him, he sees that his shirt, his clothes, his FBI windbreaker, whatever he was wearing, has been replaced by patient scrubs.
Hank! Benedict! Hank!
You guys, and right as these
We're
hands,
right next to you.
right as these hands are about to be laid on you, you hear a voice. That is quite enough, Ed. This huge orderly moves to the side, and you see a small man with glasses, little goatee. He comes. He's like, I am sure the gentleman. I am sure that Benedict and Benjamin and Hank, I'm sure they all have a good reason for being in the stairwell, unsupervised. Is that not right, gentlemen?
Yes.
I don't think there's
maybe-
much to say. Is that a rhetorical question, sir?
What, Benedict? You do not have to call me sir, Benedict, no. Oh, and he kind of puts a gentle hand on your shoulder. He's like, oh, you're having one of your fits again, I see. Benedict, it is me, Dr. Friend.
Oh, no.
Let's get you back to your room, shall we? And that is the last thing that you guys hear as the hands of these 6 orderlies descend on you, and as needles are slipped into the soft, fleshy parts of your body, and you succumb to the effects of the sedatives.
I told you you should have drowned me.
says Benji.
Oh.
Says Benji as he
And-
goes under.
Benedict is slightly relieved that we are where we are, given Benedict's Benji's utterances.
All right, gentlemen, we find ourselves in quite the pickle.
Jeez.
It's a prison mission. It's every or a lot of Bethesda games have that mission where all your shit's taken
You
from
lose all your stuff.
and you get thrown into
Some type of jail.
some situation. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh man, that was difficult. That was hard to make choices.
Don't you just hate making choices sometimes?
I would have gone with crab costume. Okay.
You guys
had
were
throwbacks,
leaning heavy on
it had
crab.
comedic value.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Those of you listening, those of you watching live and later, we really appreciate you. Hey, come on over to r/greenboxgaming at Reddit, or check out our Twitter. We are at greenboxgaming 2, I do believe. And if you really like what you hear, you're caught up, you want to catch things a week early, or you even want to listen to our new kind of behind the scenes thing where we kind of just have a nice little chat after we play our games when we record, then consider coming over to Patreon. Get the episodes a week early, and you get to support us. It really helps. It's only $3. We're at we are at patreon.com/r wait slash Jesus patreon.com/.
We'll post
You got
in
those.
the
Gaming
links.
underscore. It's on the episode. It's linked below. Why am I saying it? Guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being up early, and thank you for being up late.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
Jay.
for
Yeah.
accommodating.
Very
Appreciate
late and very early.
Yes, very late and very early. For all those of you listening, we're very glad again for you to join us, and tune in next time. But until then, stay safe and stay sane. Bye.